Hi everyone, it's me Wendy, and I'm here to show you how I'm going to take my coloring book that my mom sent me, and I'm going to bind it with my Zutter Bind It All, and I'm using these to bind it. The reason being, I've been coloring not at a table, I've been sitting in a chair. I have been coloring at the table, but I want to sit in my chair. I found when I sat in my chair to color, I took the book and I did this with it. And it started taking on that shape. And I don't like that at all. So I am going to bind it, make it like a spiral bound, so that when I flip the page, I don't have to worry about this. What I am going to use is binder clips, razor blade. I have two of them here because they're both low on blades. I might have to swap between the two. Ruler, your spiral bound, and I'm using a Zutter Bind It All, and it's pretty pink. You can use your cinch, or you can even take it to places like Staples, Office Supply store, and they will do it for a small fee, from what I understand. But I got a Zutter Bind It All for my birthday, and yahoo! And these are the cinch wires, but they do work in the Zutter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the spine off. Now, the good thing about this book is when, oops, hang on, the pages have a large enough area. They're not perforated, but they have a large enough area so that when I cut that spine off, there should be enough room for me to poke holes in it and still not go on the image. And that's what I'm hoping for, crossing fingers. And if not, well, I color for fun, not for how it looks. If you've seen some of mine, you'd know that it's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to binder clip this closed so that if it slips or whatever, the pages will still stay pretty what? I don't know, just together. I can't do two things at once. There. Now I'm just going to cut as close as I can to the glue. See where the glue is? And try not to do too much because I don't want to, like I said, disturb the image. No, just, I'm using a metal ruler with a cork back. You can use any ruler really, but I like the metal for the edge of the razor because of the metal, and the cork back so it doesn't slip, which it always slips anyways. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm out of the way. I'm just bringing it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. All I was doing was seeing how far I need it to be. So now I'm going to try to cut this. This is going to be really interesting. I haven't done this yet, guys. This was just an idea I had while coloring, and that's why I'm doing it. Yikes. So here goes nothing. I'm probably going to have to move this to me to get a good angle on me. And doing my best to get it so it's not too wonky. Sure it will be. But like I said, it's my coloring book. I just like to color in it. I'm one of those annoying people that color in so many bright colors. Here we go. Yikes! Be very careful not to cut yourself or go off the edge like I did, like a dummy. And just keep going. Keep cutting. Now, I don't know if I got far enough in to I don't think I did, to bypass that glue, because I can feel it. So let me bring it in just a tad bit further, because I can feel the glue still when I'm coming up here. So, and it's hard to see because I don't want to get in the way of the camera, and the camera's in my way. Just keep going over it until you get through all the layers. Being very careful. I'm just leaning my razor blade up against the metal ruler as I go. That one feels like it's getting crooked. I can tell that is. Okay, I'm going to pause this till we're through, so you don't have to watch me cut the whole time. Okay, and we are through. Here's the edge right here. I don't know if you can see that. I can't even see it. But it looks like I got all the glue. It looks like I was a little bit lopsided too. But that's all right. Here we go. No turning back now. This is it. Now we can take the clips off. And I'll remove this. It needs to be dumped. It's got a bunch of little paper crummies all over it. And here we go. Now I'm going to start binding it using this. Now, because the book and the pages are the same size, I won't be binding it using the cover paper method. I'm just going to bind it all the exact same. And I will show you how I do that. Okay, right now I'm just punching the cover, pushing it down, using muscle. That's all I'm doing. Okay, I'm on the last part of it, and I always do with the picture facing forward. Make sure you always have the right direction. And I'm just going to put this in, make sure it's pushed down. That one's pretty thick. See? And then I'm going to flip it around, match my holes up, and continue punching. Binding, whatever. And it is finished having its holes punched into it. As you can see, it's all there. Now, I'm going to bind it. I am using the 0.75 because that's all I have. I think I probably prefer a 1/2 inch, maybe, but we shall see. Now, following your directions for your binding machine, there are certain ways to bind it, and I am going to act like this is a book. And I want to put my pages in first, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, the front cover and the back cover. I'm holding it to myself. I apologize, everybody. My mom did that. She sent it to me. She originally was going to try color and she didn't like it, so she sent me the book and the markers. Because we grew up as a family coloring those huge posters. I don't know if you remember them back in the day, but there were posters that you colored, and we used to sit around the table as a family coloring the posters. And actually I have a couple posters that me and my children did, my children and I did several years ago. I think it was before my youngest son was born. And I just pulled out the magic markers and said, kids, no rhyme nor reason, I just want you to color it. and we colored it and I framed it, and it's beautiful. So maybe one day I'll show that. Now I have the back cover and the front cover on the back. Now I am just going to work my binding in. Got the wire through it. Now I'm going to okay, I didn't know where I put my little machine. Okay, now I am going to bind it with this part right here. Ta-da! Now what I do with these tiny little ends that I cut, I just use my little pliers and I twist them down so they're not so sharp. Like so. Now it's not going to be sharp and poke me. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Looks good. I am liking it so far. And very nice. I still have plenty of room on the pages. It didn't go into the design, so that if I want to take these pictures out, I still can. So, yahoo! That was a success. I have other books now. I have to do that too. Hope this helps you out. I am also going to, this is my board that I use to stick in between my pages when I'm coloring. I like to use markers, but sometimes I use pencils when I push too hard. And it puts indentations on this page and the next page. So I just slide this in there and do that. It also helps if you're using markers and you forget to put a piece of paper behind it. So I think I'm going to put some holes in that and put it in here as well. But that's for next video. Bye everyone!